Hello there, it's 12 o'clock, so it's our penultimate look at our one-day special. And the deal that has been the popular one is the details on the screen, because you want it all. You don't just want the one-day special, you want all those savings. Now, I will tell you all about this in the next few moments, but needless to say, I'm not here by myself. A lovely John Lockwood is accompanying me. You all right?
No, I'm fine, yeah, sorry.
It's a showbiz wave.
Is that, yeah, no, I don't have a showbiz anything.
I love it.
I don't have a showbiz haircut or anything, it's not me.
I love it. Now, we're looking at an amazing deal here.
Yeah.
Now, we've got the details at the bottom of the screen for your one-day special, because, of course, it is a one-day special that you can be taking advantage of, and the details are down at the bottom there, and you will get those 3 sets of dies that you've got there with all the words on, which we'll explain to you in just a few moments. Now, with your one-day special, as you'd always expect, we have got a saving. You've got £3 saving on that one, bringing it down to £32.97. But most of you are going for the bigger bundle, because you're still getting that £3 saving, but you're getting an additional saving and more within that bundle. So you're also getting an additional set of 2 dies, and these are briefly, well, I say 2 sets of dies, should I say, with these. Now, with this one, you are going to get, as you can see on your screen there, you've got a £5 saving, but we are also bringing the saving forward from the one-day special. So that equates to an £8 saving overall. Unless you're a Freedom member, then you're actually saving overall £13.59, which means you are paying just £50.36 for 51 dies. That works out at less than £1 a die.
I don't know how you remember all that and how you get all that in the right order. I am in total awe.
It's a bit of a flow.
Because I just sort of waffle and you just seem to get it all right. Yeah, this is a collection that's... I'm really surprised because they're worker dies.
Yes.
And I was saying this to you earlier, and I was saying this to one of the buyers earlier. To me, they're worker dies that are on your desk all the time, that you're using all the time.
They don't get put away.
No, but that to me always thinks, well, they've not got the glamour, so they're not going to be as busy. And people have really grasped it.
Yeah.
And I've got to say thank you to everyone who's emailed in with suggestions for more.
Yes.
Sam's compiling all of those.
I love it. He's making a list.
And he's making a list. He'll check it twice. I'll cross out 90% of it. No. So we will look at more for them.
I love it.
I think I just love the way that you can actually personalise, and it will meet men, women, children, everything.
Certainly will do. Now, you've got a lovely combination of dies. I don't know which ones to start with, really. Should we start with the occasions? Because it's usually an occasion that we do start with, isn't it, when we're making a card?
Yeah.
There's a reason.
Yeah, we pick what the occasion is, and I did the stencil sentiments in September, which have all of the other occasions on. So that has a happy birthday.
Whoa! How did I do that?
That's because of me using the wrong spray glue, to be honest.
I'll tilt it slightly.
But yeah, I did. So we did all the occasions like Easter and Father's Day, Mother's Day, and then there's a lot missing.
Yes.
Things like new job, sympathy, retirement, good luck. So I started with those, but if you notice in there, there's none of those on your or happies or anything.
Yeah, your connectives, are they called? I don't know. I
they
don't know
probably
what the word
are.
is.
I said ordinals earlier, but that's not right. That's
those
the little
are your
bits.
sturs and your thus.
Yeah, that's it. I remember from the last show. So what we did was, we put together then a separate set of those, because you may not want everything. And I didn't want anyone to ever feel they've got to buy a particular set they don't want.
Yep.
So you might say, I only want relatives and the bits in between, because I've got the previous set or something.
Yeah.
So in here you've got the things like sorry and with and belated, on the lots of love, but again you can use with love. You know, you could even go lots of belated love if you want
well, that's
to.
it, yes.
You
belated
can play
birthday,
with them, belated birthday, so you can mix and match them. So that's almost your sort of standard.
Lovely.
And then you've got your relatives, and again, you may think, I'm not going to use relatives, but it's in there. But what I've tried to do again is to cover the majority. So you've got your mother, your mum, grandmother, grandfather, you've got son, daughter, but you've got grand to add to those. But you've got things like step and in-law that you don't normally see.
That's it. And that little ampersand, I mean, that's worth its weight in gold, isn't it? Because you can see that, I mean, it's that connective between the different people that you're sending this card. I mean, I love that idea there. Brother and sister-in-law on your anniversary, great-grandson, all of these different variations. And also, we've got the little numbers there, so they work with other things.
They work with all the... So last month I released the alphabet and the numbers. That's exactly the same font. So they're slightly different size, of course, because they're designed to be sort of more in-your-face toppers.
Yes, yeah.
But it's exactly the same font, so they all work together. So you could go with Mum on your birthday, and then you could put a nice little 60 at the bottom, and it will be in the same font.
I love that. And that's the beauty. If you did go for those last time, then of course you'll have those waiting to be teamed up with these wonderful sentiments. And of course, the way that the dies are, you can kind of play around with the kind of presentation, have it centred, have it off to one side if you're wanting to, make your larger cards, make your smaller cards. It really is a brilliant bundle. Now, of course, we've been talking about those wonderful words, but you're also going to get the additional dies, and those additional dies have been used on this card.
Yep, so you've got your Southie squares, which will give you, and these are basically squares with a little punch circle all the way around them on the inside. And you've got a 1 inch, a 2 inch, a 3 inch, a 4 inch, a 5 inch square. And you've got a 1 inch by 3 inch strip in there, which is perfect size to fit a lot of the words within the set. And then there you can see you've got the tartan.
Yes.
And I know when you look on that, just the two colour, looks to me so simple but so complex.
Yeah.
That's one die cut. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
It is a classic.
And I love it because you're getting so many different combinations of those shapes. Obviously, you've got your squares that will sit within squares.
Yes.
Beautiful.
So you can patchwork with them. So like that card, apart from the mats and layers on the outside, everything on that card is made with the squares.
Fabulous.
So you've got, because you've got them in the inch increments, you can patchwork with them.
Good, doesn't it?
And every time I say patchwork, I think of you. At home when I'm doing it, I was making a patchwork card for the video, and I was going to say, no, I wonder if this is how Hayley does it.
Bless you. Now, this is something else that I love because you're getting your rectangles within those and not just your squares. And your rectangles, again, we go back to that good old John phrase, mathematically correct to work with the
It's
words.
getting boring now, I'm sorry, guys. But I try and do the work so we don't have to at home. Yeah. So there you've got tags which are 1 inch by 3 inch, but if you notice, it fits most of the words perfectly.
Love it.
So you may wonder why the grand is in the size it is. It's there so it fits in there.
There's a reason for it. I love it. And again, they'll sit neatly because you don't have to have them going straight across. So you might think to yourself, oh, it's got to go kind of that way and across, but it doesn't. It can go on the diagonal. And also, because you've got so many of those fabulous shapes, why not patch make them together, as you can see? I love this.
Yeah, that is just beautiful. That's one of our hazels. But
Beautiful.
It works so well because putting a different word in different bits and patchworking it.
Love it.
I stole half my demos from Hazel from that.
Well, the thing is, it's using all your scraps, even down to those tiny pieces. It's turning them into something that's going to be usable. So the deal on your screen, as you can see, there is for everything. Now, Freedom members, you are paying just £25.18 for that first payment. Second payment is in a month's time, but you can rest assured you are saving £13.59 overall. In fact, if you're not a Freedom member already, I'd consider becoming one because the saving on this one far outweighs that monthly membership for you to just get started. However, I know that lots of you became Freedom members during our recent event, so perhaps this is a deal for you to take advantage of as well. 97424 but rapidly approaching 3/4 of the stock has gone. Wow. We've got another show at 4 o'clock with this one. Will we have enough stock to see us through to 6 o'clock? I don't know, but what I can say is if you're placing your order now, we can guarantee that this will be on its way to you. Something else that you might want to add in, because it's only frankly going to cost you an extra £5 within that flexi order, is this. Now, this has sold out once. It's been flying out since we got onto extended delivery. The extended delivery is only from tomorrow, one extra day with your dispatch on this one. But you are getting a bumper bundle. The die alone, in my opinion, is worth £9.99 because this is invaluable for when you're wanting to create your own little elements. If you're wanting to create your card candy, and if you know that phrase, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. We're talking about the little circles that you can cut out, so many in one pass, to add those embellishments to your project. So those little tiny, almost like little eyelets, you can see them all running along here as well. Down at the bottom there, you are able to create those. And as you can see, these have been created from the exact same cardstock as that gingham that you can see for your mats and layers. 2/3 of the stock has gone. It doesn't stop with that die though, because you are going to get some lovely buttons. Now the buttons may vary. They might not necessarily be the ones that I'm sharing with you here, but you will get a nice variety. So you might get sparkly, spangly ones there. You might get shaped ones, as you can see, and you might get some beautiful, bold coloured ones in a variety of different sizes. But you're going to get, is it 5 packs of those?
5 packs. Yeah.
Somebody's stolen 2 of mine. That's frankly
Already?
quite rude. Already? I turned me back for 5 minutes.
It's one of those, when we did the buttons at first, everyone, people said to me, I've got loads of buttons left from when I used to craft. So would I. Can't find them.
Yes.
Can't find them anywhere at all. It's one of those, I think they're always useful to have.
Yes, definitely. And you can see you're going to get a really good selection of these. So if you fancy getting hold of yours, $9.99 is going to get you not only those, but I mean the buttons and the die, all for that. My goodness. That is phenomenal value for money. So yeah, do take advantage of it while you've got the opportunity, because you could potentially miss out on that one. Now, something that we had a little lesson in right to the end of the 8 o'clock show this morning, which I'm hoping to get more of a kind of a tuition from John during this night, is this bundle that we've got here, which is your stenciling bundle. Now, John, talk us through what we've got within here.
So in here, you've got the press to impress.
Okay.
And it's quite an interesting fact that I think it was Adam that said. He said, you'd be shocked how many demonstrators on this channel and others use this. And I promise, if you see a demonstrator using this, as Julia did in her last show, they bought it.
Yes, yeah.
They didn't get given them. We don't give, you know, we don't give products out and say, oh, use that, use that, use that.
No, that's,
if they've got one, they've bought it. And to me, that's really important. When you see people who, this is their job, and they put their own money out for a product that they don't endorse or sell, it says it's got to be good, because they've got options everywhere.
I use mine. Whenever I've got a show there's any stamping on there, it kind of makes you relax a little.
Well, you know it's going to work.
You know it's going to work.
I know it's a strange one, but I said this, I used to design stamps. And when I did, I used to ask if Julia could do the shows for me on them, because I wasn't confident in my stamping, loved designing them. As soon as the platforms came through, and I got this one, this was the last one I bought, and it was the best one.
Brilliant.
But what we've done in this, we've given you what we're calling now almost the creation station.
Okay.
So you're getting the stamp press.
Yeah.
You're getting that which takes clear stamps and rubber stamps. You're getting 2 magnets with it. We've then came up with the 2 with the easy lift magnets that have got the little plastic case.
Get that, do you?
No, they're not included, so we've added those into this bundle. So if you buy the case on its own, you don't get those.
Fair
buy
enough.
the stamp press on its own. Then we've added the case, because you need the case to keep it in.
This is brilliant.
And I've had mine, I mean, mine literally is now about 2 years old, and it holds everything in mine. I even keep my stamp cleaning mat in there. I keep my micron pens, insert. I get so much in it. And look, for me, it's not damaged.
It's not, no.
And it's been to here every day for the 2 weeks, 2 years I've had it.
It's passed the Lockwood test.
It has, but you also get your stencil board.
Okay.
Which is the new invention that we came out with a couple of weeks ago, which is basically, this fits in, I'll be showing you this in one of the first demo.
Right.
But this fits in as a metal plate.
Okay.
Which means now you don't have to tape stencils down and waste a lot of tape or spray glue them.
That's a good
so
point.
if I want to put a stencil down, even if I want to use a die cut stencil, all I actually have to do is pop it on and magnet it.
Perfect.
But you also get included in it the 2, and where have I put mine? Honestly, I am terrible. You get the 2 rules included with it.
You do. These are brilliant. I love these because, of course, you've got your magnetic plate that John has just explained to you with that grid on there. You're also getting your 2, or one's an 8-inch ruler with, alongside, obviously, you've got your centimetres on there, and one is 12-inch. And you'll notice with these, you've got a centralising point on these. Your 0 is at the middle of the ruler, not at either of the ends, which means that you're going to get perfect precision when you're wanting to put everything in a particular space, centering your stencils on your card bases, things like that. And I must admit, when I was looking at the stencils earlier, I thought, oh, they've got a nice little wavy edge to them for decorative detail. Yeah. But now I realise why they are there, because they're shaped to fit within the actual platform itself.
They fit exactly in. So people hadn't realised that there was actually a wavy edge to the press to impress.
Yeah, I've never noticed it.
But even the notch out, so that these fit exactly.
So there's no lifting.
I can just hold that with literally 2 or 3 magnets, or the rules, and shade through that shape and stamp into it.
That is brilliant.
Because, of course, this is still a stamping press. Yeah. I can put a stamp on there and stamp it into the aperture as well, without having to change it round. It's one of those things you can sit, and I actually thought, I know this is very sad, but that's the size with everything in it that I could take on a plane when we're eventually allowed to properly. Yeah. And I could actually be stamping, colouring, stenciling, and everything. If you're lucky enough to be able to go on a long haul flight, you could really do it all in one thing, and it literally just sits on your knee.
Clever. Very clever. It's a popular item. It was popular when it was launched, and it's been popular just throughout our shows as well. You could pop that into your basket alongside your one-day special, or your complete collection, should I say. It does come with 2 flexi buys as an option if you're wanting to, so it's not a problem if you're wanting to go for that. And again, this might be the way that you're getting hold of that fabulous card candy die that we've got at the bottom of the screen, because again, you could add that in alongside. There's loads and loads on the website though, to be honest, so there's plenty more that I'm sure you'll be adding into your basket. And of course, you will want those stencil sentiments and those personalised elements when you see just what the design team have been working with. They're beautiful, absolutely amazing finished samples, as you can see there. And of course, the fabulous Art Angels, all creating all those fabulous... No, hold on, Art Angel is one person, isn't it?
Yes.
But the whole group, what do you call the group?
I call them angels.
The Angels,
I call them that because they're not a design team.
I noticed that as soon as I said it, I thought they're not a design team.
They're not, they're friends.
Yes.
They're people that I've known, some of them I've known for years. And it sounds awful, it's collected along the way.
Yes.
You know, like you collect beautiful shells on the beach. And they help me out, and that's why I call them my angels. It's not formal. I send them and say, see what you can do.
Yeah.
I mean, as it goes on, it gets more and more formal, and I feel sorry for them because sometimes they will turn samples round for me in a week.
They do it very quickly.
And
we're always indebted to you because you do so amazing things. And needless to say that with regards to the things that we've been sharing with you, not only with the video, but also the things that we're holding up, look on social media and you'll be able to see those. Now, the deal that we've got on your screen there, 3/4 of the stock has gone. It's a very popular item. And it means that when you're working with these, even when you're working with the largest of the dies, it works out at less than £1. Equally so, the smallest of the dies is probably the ampersand. But you know what? I think that is one of the most useful dies that you can have within the collection, because it's a connective. It means that you can bring those 2 people together for that particular project that you're working on there. So yeah, if you're wanting yours, the details are there on your screen. So John, what are we up to? Right,
what I thought I'd do is, because we keep talking about these being stencil sentiments, and when you actually look into them, if I pull these in, if you look, it's very hard to see in that zoom that they are actually a stencil.
Yes,
you have to really, really zoom to be able to see the little lines connecting the zeros. And you get to, or the noughts, I never know what, O's, aren't they? O's. So, you know, you don't see the lines connecting the O's. So, but when you zoom out, you actually then, you don't see them at all.
Yes,
But part of what this is I've shown you before how we can make them into strips, how we can cut them into card. But why don't we actually make them into a stencil? So if you do want to do backgrounds, or you do want to do like art journals and things, they will actually make stencils for you as well. And sometimes getting words in a mylar stencil is very difficult,
hard to do,
because the joins on them have to be a lot wider because of the laser.
That's true.
So these work really, really well. So I'm going to go with Good Luck. Should we go with Good Luck and New Home?
Oh, nice.
So I'll go with Good Luck, New Home. So all I'm going to do is put these down randomly, any direction, because they're dies. They're not, you know, they don't have to run in a certain way. And what I'm going to do is just cut these through. So standard A5 die cutting machine, I'm using my Kaleido, will actually cut every die in this set.
Now, you're back on Sunday with the Kaleido, aren't you?
I am, yes, finally.
I know, I've been waiting.
Was it 15 minutes the large bundle went in?
Yeah.
And I think less than 2 hours and everything had gone, so it is back. But I'm also using it, I'm doing a 2-hour show all about I'm doing a 2-hour show all about it, going through everything, and it's a good chance for me to troubleshoot anyone who's having issues with it and things like that. Because what I've found with a lot of people is we're overcomplicating it.
Yes, yeah, I think that's so true.
And you're overcomplicating the bits of it. We think this can't be that easy.
Yeah.
So there must be a trick. And so you start looking for the tricks, they're not there, and then it doesn't work.
That's true.
So what I'm going to do is, I've now made a stencil, so I could use that as a card.
Okay. But
I can, as I said, use it as a stencil. So I'm just going to take a sort of random piece of card, and I'm just going to put it down, yeah? So we'll put this in the same place. But normally when you make paper stencils, to get something that fine, to stay in place, to not move, we'd have to tape it down everywhere.
Okay.
Or we would have to spray glue it down.
That's the point, yeah.
With paper, it will ruin that paper, and so will the tape. So you'd only get to use it once.
Yes.
Whereas what I can do is, I can use the rules, a mix of the rules and the magnets, and hold that in place.
Yeah.
Yeah? So that's now held in place. I'm just going to grab a brush. Let's grab a slightly smaller one. Probably not clean, because I'd never... No, it's not, but I never think to do it. But then I'm going to use the Craft Artist inks. So let's go with a bit of yellow first. But can you see straight through? So this is the benefit of having the stencil board. Let's take a little bit of blue.
Hey, you're being really vigorous there,
Oh,
John.
I'm never gentle, am I? I'm heavy-handed and both feet and, you know. But can you see there?
Oh, wow, that's pristine.
You don't get that normally on a stencil. But again, that's not ruined.
No,
that's
you can use
not
that
wrecked.
again,
So now, let's start doing some shadows. Because I've got the smooth surface, but normally if I'd cut this, I wouldn't be able to do it. And again, a sort of Mylar stencil is sometimes an absolute nightmare.
Well, it can be, and we always hold our breath. I mean, you've got a slippy surface quite often as well, haven't you? So the last thing that you want is for any of the inks that obviously are fluid to go and seep underneath, especially with texture paste and things like that. Yeah. It's so easy, and that's why sometimes if you're working on something that's really intricate, you kind of get those, it kind of goes a bit blobby, doesn't it, when you lift the stencil off? It
really does, and what this does is it just, even with it being paper, you can see there just how clear and crisp it is. So I'm gonna put that down. I'm gonna move it down slightly, but again, hold it in place. So now I've probably used this 5 or 6 times. Yeah. But that is so totally secure. If I lift the plate out,
not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. So I can then start to really scrub over and go, you know, seriously go in with some...
heavy-handed of crafters. And this is important. I mean, many of us craft with kids as well, don't we? And they're not known for their delicate touch quite often.
They could do this, and then they could put, you know, build up and put grandma or anything on it.
Oh, look at that.
But how clear and crisp we get that by combination. But you wouldn't think that that was a die.
That's amazing. It looks like it's a stamp because of the perfection that you've got. It looks like you've stamped it, not that you've die cut it and made your own stencil.
Well, as I say, you don't notice until I point it out. You don't notice in the good the bits that connect it. Yeah. Now I've said it, you'll be focusing on that. But if you look at the red one, then look at the greeny colour. You don't see it. You hardly see that because again, but it's stenciled so well, so we can use it as a stencil. But what we can actually do is we can take this further on, because if this was just a stencil or this was just a stamp, that's all we could do. Yeah. But of course, what we can actually do now is we can die cut into this piece.
Okay, right.
So we're saying good luck on your new home. So what we do now is take those 2 pieces and we just run that through and die cut it. Again, I'm just going to run that through my Kaleido.
And it's brilliant because there's so many different combinations in here. I mean, you've got somewhere they've got the connective, so you've got new home together there. But there's nothing stopping you chopping that up if you wanted to use it as a little topper. So you could have new for something. I mean, you've got all sorts like your new job there featuring. But I noticed there was in and on appear in different places as well. So you can kind of chop into these if you want, making your own little phrases as well. And it's brilliant because you're literally taking it. So you could say, I don't know, we were talking talking earlier on, it's all the different combinations. You've got good luck, and it could be, oh gosh, where am I? Good luck on your, so take that through, good luck on your, and then it could be new job, couldn't it? Or good luck on your birthday, on your graduation. Good luck. Well, there's so many.
You could do good luck and use the "and" from the relatives. Say good luck and get well soon.
Aww.
As if, you know, someone's having an operation or something.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Every time I look at these, there's another combination. And as Hayley said, you can actually cut, they've been designed, so if you do them on strips, you could cut between the get and well.
Yes, yeah.
So you could use well on its own, or you could use get on its own.
Yeah.
You know, you could, you could, you know,
So
you could actually do get, take the A and go for the new job and do get a new job.
Yes, yeah. And also, it's not only this, because they work alongside the other dies that you've bought. We've already spoken about the numbers and the alphabets and other stencils that you've got, because that's what John does. He has that continuity. So when he's creating one thing, he'll always back reference what's come previously and think about what is going to be created in the future. So as you know that it all works well together. So if you're wanting to go for the stencil bundle by itself, which you can do, that's your one-day special deal. You've got a £3 saving. You've got all those fabulous sentiments that I just showed you, but £32.97 is your price with regard to those. So you can see the 3 envelopes down at the front there. Perfect way for you to keep these, incidentally, is check out for things like magnetic sheets. Perfect way for you to place those down. But you're going to get those 3 packs, brilliant value for money at £32.97. But you'll be paying £32.97 for those today. Your flexi buy to go for the whole bundle is way below that. So if you're just a regular customer, you're not a Freedom member, then you're going to be saving, obviously. But as a Freedom member, you are saving an additional £3, because the £3 from your one-day special saving is being carried across. I know it's not on the screen there, but it is going to be there. So that means that you are saving, and your first flexi buy is £25.18. Well, that is actually a fair bit less. It's about £7 or so, isn't it? Something like that. I don't do pence when I do takeaways. £7.79. So there you go. You are actually saving that from below what you were planning on ordering. You were planning on spending your £32.97 for your one-day special. Well, you're actually paying less than that to get everything. And when you see the usability of those other dies, the fabulous squares with those little fine, tiny details in there, I know we're going to go back to John in a few moments, but it really does make the difference. And if you're just getting started with die cutting, one of the things we're wanting to do with die cutting, we want to personalise. Well, you can do that with all the sentiments, with all the different lettering and the different family members and all that. You can do that with this, but also you've got your mats and layers that you can be able to create with those fabulous squares that you can use in loads and loads of different ways. And of course you've got the tartan die as well, and that is the beauty, because you've kind of got everything you need by your die cutting machine. We can help you with that 2 o'clock Sunday. If you're wanting to get started with your die cutting, you can't go far wrong with the deal that we've got on your screen. And then of course when John comes along on Sunday, he'll give you that masterclass in die cutting, and then you'll have your die cutting machine. So if it's something that you've been thinking about, this is a fabulous bundle to go for, but you have to go for it now, because when Sunday comes you might not be able to get hold of it. You certainly can't get hold of it at the one-day special price, because it will go up at 6 o'clock. So I would suggest you get hold of this now, and as I say, on Sunday tune in at 2 o'clock and you can learn all about the Kaleido and how you can work with these. Freedom members deal on the screen. Sorry John,
no, that's
then.
Brilliant. I don't know how you remember it all, I really don't. I genuinely couldn't. So what I'm going to do now is, so I've put in the good luck and the new home, but let's make them sparkle a bit. So I'm going to use one of the double-sided adhesive sheets on my guillotine, and I love the fact they've got the grid lines on, and you can see how accurate the grid line is. If I move that, that's my cut line. If I move that out, you can see that was exactly in the right place. So I don't have to measure it, and I don't want to waste this. So let's go down. I know. It's because it's got along this silver bar here. If I turn it up, you can see.
Oh yes, yeah.
You know that's normally a guard on trimmers. If you feel it, and you'll feel it's actually what we call a steel that chefs use to sharpen their knives.
It's like sharpening your knives in the kitchen.
So every time you cut it, you're kind of sharpening it. So clever. I've got one at home, a 12 by 12, and I blunted it within about a month, and I had to get it in from America.
Oh wow, gosh.
To get a flatbed 12 by 12 for sort of things. So you know, I wasn't happy. So what I can do is, rather than put a whole sheet behind that, I'm going to just use a little strip. just flick the corner.
And this is brilliant. I mean, the value for money that you've got from these sheets, incredible. Just £9.99. You're getting 20 of those A5 sheets. And I love this because it's just so easy to look after. When you've got A4, it's quite tricky to store A4 of anything and keep it neat and tidy.
I find I waste more. I don't know why.
True, yeah.
I really do waste more. I find the A5 is just so much easier to use. And if you've got any scraps left, you can put them on that side, the shiny side, and then they'll be reusable.
Ah, so that could go behind your tartan die at some point.
Yeah. Oh, it could. I might have to try die cutting the tartan with it. So that's cool. So what I can do now is, and this is what I love, again, I don't have to get a pokey tool in to get these off. And look, I have no nails.
Okay.
You know, so I'm not somebody with, you know, massively long nails.
No, me neither. I can see
I was just looking then to say, they're a very pretty pink though, and they're longer than mine. But again, now I want to put some different colour behind that. And for your nails, we'll go with pink.
Oh, bless you. And Chris likes pink.
I did want to show you. I was talking earlier about cutting like half. To go behind the letters, you need a half-inch strip.
Yes,
yeah.
okay.
And what I used to do was the silver bar here is exactly half an inch.
Oh, right. Oh, that's useful to know.
So what I used to do was rest that on there like that. Yeah. And cut. And that's my half-inch strip. But getting it out's difficult.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So what you actually do is cut it to I've cut this to 6 inches.
Okay.
Yeah. So move it to 5.5.
Oh, right. Okay.
And cut. Move it to 5, cut. 4.5, cut.
See, this is the thing. When you're cutting your more slender strips, it's always tricky, but you've got that lovely finger guard, and it's almost double the width of the one that I've got
That's
at
double
home.
the width. That's wider than the finger guard I've got on my big flat base 12 by 12.
And that's when you
And the blade, obviously, on that one is 12 inches long, so it's not.
And the
doesn't
thing
feel as
is, your
safe.
cardstock, when it starts getting a bit skinnier, it kicks out, doesn't it, when you're trying to cut it, so you don't get that.
Well,
cut
I'll tell you what I'll
precision.
do. I'll cut an 1/8 of an inch.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So that.
Yeah.
There's
So
an
it
1/8
just
of an
kicks
inch.
out, yeah.
Should we cut a
Fabulous.
1/16 of an inch?
Oh, you're showing off now.
I know, but
I don't even know if I've got a 16th of an inch on
that
mine.
is a 1/16 of an inch.
So that could be like a quilling paper.
It is actually. And it naturally bends.
Yeah.
Because it's been cut to that. So yeah, you could make
Or
your own.
Could you weave that through the tartan die?
You could.
Ah, right.
Are you
okay.
spoiling one of my 4 o'clock demos,
Oh,
Auntie
sorry.
Hayley?
Well, I'm not here at 4 o'clock, so I'm being purely
Oh, that's
selfish.
okay. So all I have to do then is just pop those on. So obviously I didn't give you a large enough bribe to get you at 4 o'clock as well then. It takes more chocolate, I think, than I've got.
The whole lorry full.
Yeah, the vending machine just didn't have enough in there, did it?
I've got to go back and do sewing.
So now I've got... Yeah, you really want to tune in for the sewing. I've had a sneak peek. You want to tune in for the sewing that Hayley's got. It's beautiful. And it combines my loves as well, doesn't it?
It does, indeed.
Can't wait. So I've got the adhesive there, so I want to make that shine and look different.
Okay.
So I'm just going to use my dry glitter sprayer.
I think these are brilliant.
These just fab.
So clever.
I think we did sell out, but I think we'll try and bring them back for this Christmas. And doing that, you might think it's wasteful. I do it over the bin. You waste less glitter than pouring it directly on because you just get a real light spray.
Yeah, I can say it's not as intense, is it, as when you're pouring it on?
And anywhere that you had glue from your tape, use your glue eraser to take it off.
Okay, yeah.
But then I've got, if I hold that one up, you can see now, I've got stenciled and almost stamped.
Oh, that's nice.
And glittered.
That is so pretty.
Good look.
I love it.
But again, that's made from 2 dies in the set.
Brilliant. It really is, and it's an amazing bundle. So many have been taking advantage of it. John, I'm going to let you get on with your demonstration while I show you some of the different ways you can be working with these. So, of course, you've got the guillotine. I've got a guillotine here. If you've not invested in a small guillotine, this is the one that you need to go for. And to be honest, even if you have got hold of one of these, you will find that over time your blade will have dulled because it won't have the sharpening mechanism that you've got on this one, I'm sure of that. The finger guard on this one, I love the fact that it's so wide there. Several fingers can hold your cardstock in place, makes it really easy for you to work with. And of course, you've got your gradients there in your inches as well as your centimetres as well. It's not just limited to your paper stock and your cardstock. You can use it with some of your fabrics as well. Leather, vinyl, burlap, cork. So if you're into your mixed media, you can use it for this as well. It's got some fabulous little rubber feet on that, which I know it's a little bit like, oh, okay, rubber feet, so what? But it means that you can actually put the pressure on this and it's not going to scoot along your surface. And simple but so effective is the hanging loop. So you can hang it up and you know exactly where it is. Maybe hanging it out of the way of little fingers as well. That's something else with regards to that one. And we've got various other kind of cutting implements, slidey, and your little cute little mini one as well. Anyway, we're talking about the one-day special. Now, this is a deal that was launched 6 o'clock last night. And to be honest, lots of you have been going for it as a one-day special. You got £3 saving, not a bad saving. And you've got all of those fabulous dies that you can see there, giving you all those personalisation opportunities for just £32.97. But, and this is a big but, loads of you, in fact most of you have been going for it via this bundle. Reason being, you're still getting the £3 saving that you'd get with your one-day special, but then you're getting an additional saving. So everybody is saving at least £8 on this one. So you've got a £5 saving plus your £3 from your one-day special, bringing the price down to £55.95. However, if you're a Freedom member, to say thank you for being a Freedom member, you've got an additional saving, which means that overall you are saving at £13.59. So it means that everybody's going to be saving, and if you're a Freedom member or if you're not a Freedom member, then you can become a Freedom member and then take advantage of this. And that means that the price comes down to less than £1 a die, and you've got a lot of dies in here. I know some of them are smaller ones, some are larger ones, but even the small dies are very, very important, like the ampersand, brilliant one to go for. Then of course you've got those additional dies giving you the squares with the little tiny holes in there. These are so effective, making your frames. But look at that, you've got that kind of a little kind of drop back that you've got with this one, and you've got that gorgeous outline there. But then you can mat and layer if you're wanting to, patchwork those pieces together, and the beauty is you will have a shape there for you to actually use them to either cut into with your sentiments or turn your sentiments into fabulous little sets. They even work with the banner dies. So if you got hold of these previously, this is what I talk about, that John thinks about what he's done previously. He knows what's coming in the future, what's going to be compatible with this one, so that you know that when you invest in these, they're not going to be one trick. They are going to be used so many times in so many different ways. And of course the beauty is you can put them on a strip across like that, or it might be that you're taking the little rectangles that sit so beautifully, and that personalisation that you can see there with your regional little sentiments. I love this one.
By Leslie, which is why it's, that's why it's Get Well Soon, Ma'am.
Yeah, love it. It's that northern thing, isn't it?
She'd actually want Bab next, I think,
Bab.
to be honest,
we
as
need
well.
a Bab for the Brummies. Yeah. Bab for the Brummies. Bethridge, I love that, Uncle. Because these are the things, you can personalise these so much. And I love the ones that we saw with the frames around as well, John. I mean, these are absolutely
they
beautiful.
just work so beautifully. I mean, that card there uses nothing but everything apart from the flowers is in the complete collection.
This is it.
Absolutely everything, the tags, the layers, everything.
And the backdrop even, you're creating that with that tartan die. It's gorgeous. And please don't think that you're just going to make that tartan die and just cut it out and put a piece of cardstock behind it, because as John showed us at 8 o'clock this morning, you can be quite specific with where the colourways goes. Again, it's all been done with things in mind. He knows that if you're cutting a strip, and the strip has to be, did you say it was ½ an inch?
½ an inch.
½ an inch, and it won't kind of encroach on any of those areas. That means you can get complete control where you're applying that colour, whether it's a case of that you're laying it on top of a glitter cardstock or you're using those adhesive sheets. When you're doing your sentiment, it could just be a single line, it could be multiple lines, and you will have loads of fun putting together all of those different combinations to create the most incredible sentiments. I've got to put these down because I've got too many in my hands now. But we are rapidly approaching 80% of the stock. My goodness, we have been busy. So yeah, the details are there on your screen. Do not miss out on this one. 974249, £55.95, unless you're a Freedom member, when it drops down to £50.36. But Card Candy, you have been loving this set, and I'm not surprised. The die alone is worth £9.99 because it gives you the opportunity to create your own embellishments to work with your different projects. So here you can see where you've got those little circles, it's going to cut out individual little paper pieces. So you could take an A6 piece of card, line it up, cut out completely all of those little candy pieces. But what if you've got a scrappy bit? It might be a nice little kind of uniform 2-inch square, or it might be a kind of like a bit of a wonky triangle, and it's like, well, what am I going to use that for? Do not throw anything away. Pop it onto that die and die cut it out. You might get half a dozen little candy pieces that you can then pop into your storage box, ready for you to use at a later stage. And that's exactly what John does. He's got a fabulous little storage box that he keeps all his little bits and pieces in, so as he knows that when he wants to add embellishments, he has got the opportunity to do so. He's got his card candy in there, he's got his buttons in there as well. And this is utilising your scraps. Nothing goes to waste, nothing at all. And at £9.99, worth its weight in gold. You've seen a saving on this, saving £28.96, phenomenal. Your buttons will vary within these, but you're going to get 5 packs of those. But over 70% of the extended delivery stock has gone, should I say there. So 21st of May, which happens to be tomorrow. So not too long to wait at all. 224440. Now, of course, John showed us how incredible this bundle is. If you've not invested in this, why not? Why not? Because it is something that is going to be so amazing. If you think of yourself, well, I'm a stamper, you will definitely need this element here to get that pristine stamp. Means if you're stamping something out and you don't get the perfect stamp first time, which could be down to your cardstock, could be down to your dry ink pad, it gives you a second hit. Means you can ink it up again and have another go with it. Now, usually when you're getting your stamp platform, you will get your 2 magnets with this, but not on this occasion. You're getting those extra 2 with the easy lift kind of little wraparound that you've got with these. Ingenious, absolutely brilliant. But then in addition, you've got the insert. Now the insert is magnetic, just sits within there on top of your platform. You haven't got to take anything out, but it's magnetic, meaning that you can put your stencils on and hold your stencils in place, either by using the magnetic rulers you've got or using the magnets that come with your set. Now the rulers are quite unique. You've got an 8-inch that we said with this one? 8-inch and a 12-inch ruler. They're magnetic, but your 0 is at the centre point, which means you can easily balance anything up, whether it's individual stamps that you're putting together, whether you just want to get something right in the middle of your stencil, then you can do that. Obviously, you've got your grid work on your sheet, as you can see there as well. But then what you're going to carry it all around in? You've got a case in here as well. And this is brilliant because you've got those pockets in there where you can literally just pop all the bits and pieces in. Now, we have got the case available by itself, £11.98 should you want to go down that route. But I would suggest you go for the bundle because you're also going to get those fabulous stencils. Those stencils in all of the shapes that we want. Things like your hearts, you've got obviously your hexagons in there as well. You've got ovals, you've got circles, whole combination of different shapes that you are going to use over and over again. And it means if you've ever struggled with your stencils before, or you ever struggle with your stamping, then this is going to take care of both of those for you. Brilliant saving there. 250978 if you're wanting these. Now, those adhesive sheets, we've got those available for you as well. You're going to get 20 of these. They're A5 in size. They're only £9.99. A very affordable way for you to get a premium quality adhesive sheet with these. 480981. Keep a note of that item number because you will want more of those as time goes on. In fact, treat yourself to a couple of sets if you can do. Something else you definitely need to keep a note of the item number for is the Craft Artist Glue Pack. You will not go back to any different types of glue once you've worked with this one. You've also got your glue glaze in there, so for your quick fix, your quick adhesion and those little tricky areas, that is going to take care of those. And again, all of that for just £9.99. Amazing. 521794. Now we've got another little die collection that we've got for you. Now this is a really pretty set. We did have a set of leaves and flowers that sold out earlier on, but we still have this one available. Brilliant combination at £13.98, 379427. A really nice little set those, and just very usable flowers and foliage elements there. I do like that one. So there you go, lots to tempt you with. Yeah, if you've got anything in your basket, just check your basket out, and if it's a flexi order, you can spread the cost over 2 payments. So John, what are we up to next? We've got about 13 minutes. So I'm
just loving the thing you say. You're tempting. You really are a temptress, aren't you? You're tempting everybody. So what I did say I would do this earlier. I'm going to use the Tartan. We're going to repeat it.
Okay.
So really simple. You can make this.
That on some of the cards, yeah.
Yeah, you've got longer panels.
Yes,
you can actually say you've got an A4 die cutting machine. You can use this die to make yourself a full A4 sheet of tartan.
Oh, could you? Okay.
Yeah, it goes because again of my mathematically correct thing.
Can't
I'm
help
bored
yourself.
of saying that myself now. It's You don't have to put it in a set way. You don't have to mark which is the top, which is the side. Every single of the 4 sides are identical. So it will actually do what I'm going to do now on any 4 sides. So you could put it anywhere. So all I'm going to do is just run that through and cut it as normal. Really simple. And I wanted to show you, I mean, I could have had a piece already cut, but then it looks like I'm doing a trick.
We do like to see them cut out live, yeah.
So you see, even for a die that intricate, that is nearly everything. All I've got to release are the little holes in the middle and the little pieces. Brilliant. So you're getting all of those. So I'm just going to sort of prick these out a minute.
Keep an eye open as well when you're checking out your order online, because you will get some items that pop up as little suggestions of things that might help you along your way. Things like the pokey tool that John is working with. You can add these into your basket. There's no additional cost, and if you have got a flexi order going, you can spread the cost of these over 2 payments. Now, I know many of you don't shop online, so don't worry. Our call operators can help you with those when you can check out your order. So yeah, if you wanted them, they'll suggest them too. So just know that they're there.
Yeah. And if you're struggling with what to do with something, or you need some advice when you call the call centre, speak to Tracy. She's a crafter and she's helped loads of people out with things. I was chatting to her last time I was in. She's lovely. So you see, I've got that clear.
Okay.
That's cleared out easily just by doing the classic and hope someone else does the hoovering. Sorry, Molly. But you can see here, all you do to extend it is literally click it back in.
Okay,
that's
right.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah? Or, if I wanted to go longer, if say there was card there, look, click in.
And that's because there's no outside cutting edge.
There's no outside cutting edge, there we go. And it's right on either side, and you'll know when it feels right because you'll feel it click back in.
Oh, you can kind of see it there, yeah.
It's literally, and all you must do on this is you must tape it down where it's clicked in, and at least one other point to stop it sliding in your machine. Well,
the thing is, when you move it, with you moving your platform and the plates and things, it's easy to just dislodge it a little, isn't it?
It is, because people forget these are mangles.
Yeah.
That's what these are. These are actually mangles. Posh ones, yeah, with basically, you know, it's 2 rollers and a handle turning the other way. I mean, this is the Kaleidos. Obviously, it does a lot more than that because it's us. But, you know, it's simple as that. So when you're moving 2 rollers, it can move your dies. That's why we tape them down. But you'll see if I turn this over, it's not recut. Can't recut where it's already cut. Yeah? But you notice you've got no little threads. There's nothing because it was clicked in perfectly. And where it isn't, you can see there it's cut. So I just peel that off. And then I've got, to start with, a full, almost A5 piece of tartan. Yeah, so it goes off. And if you actually have a look on social media, one of the angels had a brainwave last night, I think, Shelag. Sorry, it's Sheila, but we call her Sheila because it's spelt the Scottish way.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And she actually used this, and she did the tartan, she's cut an aperture of a tie.
Oh, lovely.
And put it on a card and put Dad on, I think it is. And then she's made a panel of this, and then she's folded it over like a lapel, and she's made it look like a jacket.
Oh, that's clever.
So there's so much more you can do, but I love that. I mean, the girls have obviously had 3 or 4 weeks on these, but they're still coming up with ideas.
And I think that's the thing that will grow with you when you're working with this. There's loads of ways that you'll be. I was just thinking to myself about teaming it up with the stencils and kind of stenciling through this, but stenciling through an oval, so you kind of got an oval tartan and things like that.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, multiple layers.
Anyone would think you were a crafter as well as a sewer.
I know, some people don't realise. But there you go.
So all I'm going to do now is these strips are cut to 1/2 inch. Yeah?
Okay. So
I've gone with red, but if you look, 1/2 inch strip just covers those little bits.
Oh, perfect. I mean, it's quite slender because it's the little tiny slots, isn't it?
Yeah, but you'd think you'd need little tiny bits for it. You don't. You just use the 5 inch.
And
so
it's not going through onto the other pieces.
No. Now, have I got any more of those? No. So I think I was planning to show you this, so which I have already done already, but cut a piece of card down. So I'm going to trim this, make sure it's right to 5.5 inches.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go to, I need 1, 2, 3, 4 more. So I'm going to go to 5, 4.5, 4, 3.5, 3.
Okay.
And then I've got perfect every time. I mean, look, they're exact. and no feathering.
Yeah.
And on a guillotine, I've
on.
had September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. 9 months.
Oh, wow.
That's unusual
Okay,
for me.
Yeah.
So all I do then is cross the other way and basically put those on. So I'm just going to stick these through,
Okay.
just like that. But you
Okay,
can see you're
tic-tac-toe with
making...
this as well.
I mean, you could actually use this way,
Good point,
and put another colour behind that,
Yeah.
and actually give you a completely different tartan fabric look. You probably want something a little more contrasty than, I tell you what, let's go posh.
Oh, nice, yeah.
So a total
We
that,
all love a bit of tartan at Christmas, don't
or
we?
that.
So, yeah,
but
that'd be nice.
those look like two completely different die sets. So I'm just going to trim these little bits off and find
Wonderful.
my scissors.
We've got some pictures to share with you. Actually, just while John is trimming away here. So here you go. This is the type. That's brilliant, Sheila. I love it. Very, very clever idea. Love it. Very clever. I do like that one. So yeah, then that's one example of how you could be working with those. Another example, here you go. There's the lapel with the top pocket. Again, another fabulous idea. And I love this because when the dies first come to you, you'll probably use them just the way that they're meant to be, but then you'll start getting that inquisitive, creative mind going and seeing the shapes more so than what the overall die is. And I think that's the thing that happens.
Yeah, that's the difference that you get. So all I'm going to do this time is I'm just going to cover over now the larger squares, again with 1/2 inch strips, because a 1/2 inch strip will fit all of the different patterns on here. So go down in that direction. Okay, and then we'll go this direction. So not the most exciting, but it shows you I'm not weaving.
Yes,
And
yeah.
that's what I wanted people to grasp with this. This is not a weaving die. I love weaving dies.
Yes, yeah.
But I'll be honest, I have a set and I made 4 cards with them and I haven't picked it up since.
Yeah.
Because all that weaving in and out and the time is just too much for me.
And also you can kind of damage your card base, can't you? Because you can kind of bend it and buckle it as you go.
Yeah, the
So,
number of times
yeah.
I've had to stick a flower or a butterfly on some of
Get
those.
creases in there, yeah.
So I'm just going to trim that down and then I'm going to take just a piece of white and pop that behind. But at the moment, can you see where the black is?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so it's a little bit, to me, it's a little bit annoying
Okay.
because it's too dominant. Yeah,
Right.
but I've got the different level with the white in the back, so I don't even have to use any more strips. So what you do is cut yourself another piece in red
Oh, right, okay.
and keep the squares.
Oh, I see, right.
And this is the only paper piecing you find me doing.
They're good sizes though, aren't they?
Well, it's easy to do.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use my glue glaze because
Okay.
I need quick, flat adhesion. I don't want PVA glue doming
Yeah.
or squidging out. So I'll probably just do 9 to start with.
Okay.
And then I've got, this is my jewel picker.
Okay. Oh, right.
This is my
okay.
Crafts 2 jewel picker. Love this.
Not seen this
What
before.
it is, it's almost like, it's almost like a lump of wax
Okay.
on the end, on a stick.
Oh, right.
Yeah?
Okay.
But you can actually mould it to whatever shape you want. But the difference
Clever.
between this and some of the other jewel pickers, a lot of them are solid.
Yes.
When you pick up a square of card, it puts a dint in it.
Yes. Yeah.
But if you look at these in linen, look, there, no mark.
Oh, so is that something that we've got on?
I think it's on the end. I think coming
Oh, when you
twos are
check
on
out
the,
your baskets?
Yeah, the sort of end
Right.
call or would you fancy or I don't know what you're calling it this week.
I love it. They are indeed. So yeah, when you do come to check out your order, just keep your eyes peeled for those. And again, if you're phoning through, just speak to call operators and they'll be able to sort those out for you as well. Useful if you, I'm guessing, if you're wanting to place things like your card candy as well.
Perfect for the card
Yeah.
candy because you can get it in the right place.
Yes, yeah.
Every time. This is how quickly the glue dries. Those bits are already dry.
See the little squares, you could even put your card candy in there, really, if you wanted to.
Oh, you could put a circle in each.
Yeah, rather than...
Oh, that'd look beautiful, give you a completely different
look. And if you're
look.
doing it, I suppose if you're doing it out of something like a glitter cardstock, it almost looks like a little gem that you put in place as well with those. So, yeah.
Oh, that would look
just
really
incidentally,
nice.
You've got the details on the screen there, that card candy collection where you've got the die and all the buttons, 3/4 of the stock has gone. We are heading for a second sellout of that one. It did sell out, it's gone on to extended delivery and we still have stock available. But how long that stock will last, I really don't know. But 224-440 will get it if you are after it.
So I actually need a few more squares, but all I'm going to do is cut a scrap.
Okay, right.
I need actually 7 more squares because I've obviously lost one somewhere, which is not unusual for me, is it? Let's face it. But so easy to pop out because...
And again, you could have like a little stash of these, couldn't you, that you just...
They tend to sit in the die.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's my 6. So we're going to have one without. And again, that's dried again already. So don't go too far ahead. And pick up these, drop them in. That's upside down, but no one will notice. Do you know, honestly, I do so much better when I'm at home than when I'm here. So I think it's the cameras that scare me.
Is that what it is? You're
I'm going to say that. Yeah. I am. No one ever gets. No one thinks I am. I'm quite shy. Can't think anything worse than like going. You know when people go to, going to a party with people I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. So pretend I did the last one, but can you see the difference between?
Oh, that's lovely.
When you have that and when you don't.
Yeah.
How dead it looks. But I've done that virtually from scratch.
Oh, look at that.
So all I'm going to do is frame that.
Yeah.
So we'll go to there and it frames exactly. This is using the press cut rectangles, but if you notice, sized so that it all fits in and it's even through. So I'd go like that and then start to put a sentiment and decorate it or anything else on there.
I love it.
But so easy to do, but that doesn't look to me anything like that.
Yeah. Changes it out completely, isn't it? Yeah. Fabulous. John, thank you so much. And that shows you, I mean, when's a square not a square? It's when John Lockwood gets hold of it, basically. And there you go. You can see using those dies in a different way. Again, eking it out, making it larger. Again, because you are able to create this and move it around, it could even be a larger card, dependent on your die cutting machine. That's the key thing, because we're looking at dies that don't have an outside cutting edge, although you can trim them. You can use a die around them to turn them into a die that's got a cutting edge. But it's an amazing deal. You have been loving this. Over 80% of the stock has gone. My goodness. What we're going to have left at 4 o'clock, I don't know. That will be your last opportunity for you to see these live. So if you've got any questions, make sure that you do that for that hour. Yanis will be back with these. They're absolutely amazing. Everything's flying out now. We've got to the end of the hour. This is where you are going to be making your final decisions, checking those baskets out, filling those flexi baskets with so much goodies, so many goodies. And don't forget that candy die as well, the craft candy. John, thank you so much.
No, thank you.
No, it's been a fabulous hour.
Are you sure I can't convince you to stay? No,
no, I've got stuff to do. I need to be
You've got
somewhere.
sewing to do.